There it is. Finally on the choices. Dave. Start a lock. Holy, how long has it been, man? So, interesting. What does set painting mean? Ah, that's what it means. Yeah, just go back. Set painting is to start the round. I thought there'd be an actual. I thought you'd be able to confirm your choice at least, but apparently not. All right, let's go. Chapter 4, Part 1. Art for art's sake. Let's go for Kyrie this time.
やっぱりそうなっちゃうよね。いくら今まで大丈夫でも。
Being the only person we know able to create the Brookers used in those catastrophic explosions, she seems like the most obvious suspect. I'll try to get closer to her this time around, and maybe I'll discover the secret behind those bombs.
わかった。それじゃあ今度の週はキリエに密着捜査ね。
Yune closes her eyes, mentally centering herself as she pulls her bowstring taut. In moments, she's ready to shoot me straight back to December 2nd. There it is. 2:12. I mean 12:02. 12:02. Since our so-called save point was created at night, I'm still unconscious. I hear a voice coming from somewhere. Henceforth, seek a way to survive with your cherished ones, and may you never resist your preordained fate. Okay. It's the same voice. So that's... Yeah, I forgot what the entire thing was like. The one I heard when I first awoke in Yune's room. It was... So, essentially they were like, alright, we're gonna wait until you realize that you have to look for the people instead of, the bombs. Why am I so tired? I don't know. Okay, why am I so tired though? I'm back to that very specific day and time, and yet for reasons I don't understand, I'm bizarrely exhausted.
クルック、クルック。ただいま12月3日月曜日7時29分。
No problems here. Except... I'm not reading that again. That voice from a moment ago, as if warning me of something. Find a way to survive. That's all well and good, but... There's no timeline where I need to fight, right? The words stick in my head like an earthworm. A part of me feels like I should listen to it, almost like I'm shouting to myself from somewhere far off. That can't be it. After all, I promised Yune I'd come back. Save the town. I try to refocus on my current plan of action. We pick a target for each trip, and this time that target is Kyrie. There's no denying how reminiscent that catastrophic Christmas night is for her penchant for destruction, plus she's well versed in explosives. Still, I've come to know Kyrie very well, and honestly speaking, it just doesn't seem in character for her to do something like that. Plus, she was with me when the final trumpet sounded on my 6th and 7th tries.
絶対絶命か。
映画なら助けが来るんだけどな。
Faced with those locked gallery doors, I remember being surrounded by towering flames. If we hadn't left when we did, we would have been burned alive. By that logic, there's no way Kyrie could have done it. Still, it's possible she's involved in some way. The bombs that brought about that apocalyptic destruction were similar to Brooks's, the ones Kyrie often used in her films. Perhaps someone stole them from her, influenced by the ideology showcased in her films. In which case, I can narrow down the suspect list by coming to understand Kyrie's thought process. In her own words, there's a beauty in destruction. Buried in those words may be a hint regarding her impending Christmas doom.
なんだよ、急に呼び止めて。
It's just... what do I say? Having already established a relationship with her over my many trips in the past, this day felt no different than any other I'd lived through. That's why I'd so casually called out to her. No real reason. Hee
あ、悪い。ついキモくて。
No worries. I immediately regret doing so.
あ、そうそう。金曜の計画忘れんなよな。
Friday? Oh, right. Her prank adventure.
あんなボケども、まとめて天柱を下してやるからな。
It's clear Kyrie is still focused on exacting revenge for the unfortunate discovery of her diapers. I'd forgotten all about that, especially since there was no point in making sure she was successful. At the very least, I should get her stuff. After all, it's important that I get a lot closer to her than I am already. Alright. The next day. Today's our gym class snow day. Usually this is when I join Sakuya in her igloo, but this time... Kyrie.
ヘリンギ。
What? Oh gosh, that's a tough one. Comedian. Ah, shoot. They aren't fungi. I lose. What the fuck was that?
じゃあな。
Holy shit, the bit is... What was that bit? Haha, later. What? Wait a minute. You can't just start a game of word association out of the blue. You left me at a disadvantage.
だよ。せっかくうまくあしらったのに。
Yeah, but he failed, so did he play so well? What did I do to deserve any of this?
私らはこれから雪合戦で忙しいのさ。シュウもやりたいってんなら入れてやらんこともないぞ。
Absolutely. I absolutely want. Okay.
必死すぎだろ。
That's what I'm saying. But thus I joined their snowball fight.
おーいユネ、シュウもやるって。ほんと？さくやも暇だからやるかもって。はあ、じゃあいつものメンツ集めるか。
Except this is different than usual. Even Sakia, who originally was busy making her igloo, joins in the fun.
あたし、ユネ、シュウがレッドチームな。で、ことね、さくや、ヨウジがブルー。
As far as I know, only Yune and Kyrie were supposed to have a snowball fight, but now the usual gang's all here.
雪合戦久しぶりだな。やるからには勝たないとね。あたしはまだこの前の恨みを忘れてねえからな。しっかり仕事をしろよ。さもないと。
Why is she laughing so maniacally?
何度も謝ってるのに。
今シーズンは初めてだな。腕が鳴るぜ。
私は運動が得意でないので、ひたすら玉を作ってますね。義堂はどうしたの？
At least Kotaha doesn't use an excuse like she's the least athletic person.
向こうでゴーレム作ってました。
Kido, as always, is living his best life. His best bomber life, because he's the bomber.
よし、それじゃあ今シーズン初戦開幕。
As such, I found myself sucked into a snowball deathmatch, the likes of which I've never seen before. That same day after school, I mean, I would have figured it was the same day, considering there wasn't a transition. Just that after being pelted with snowballs, I head to the courtyard to join Kirio, who's mid-shoot.
よーし、勝った。かなりいい感じだ。
Damn, it's been a while since we've seen this CG.
主演？問題は解決してねえんだよな。このまま主演が見つからないとなると、ことねえに全部やってもらうしか。
Alright, this is your time. Alright, this is your time, Shu. It's time for you to play the role you've always wanted to. I mean, had to. Kiria is grumbling to herself as usual, while her crew looks on.
どっかから主役張れるやつ降ってこねえかな。
He's right here. Hey, Kyrie. Oh. Her eyes sparkled delightedly. I already know what she's about to ask. I'll do it.
シュウ、一つ聞かせてくれや。お前にとって芸術ってなんだ？
I'll do it.
美？違うな。私に言わせりゃ美しさなんてのは結果に過ぎね
え。I'll do it.
求めるんじゃなく、美しさがついてくる表現を超えた表現、それを目指すのが私の映画で。何？
I'll do it.
壊れたラジオみたいになったけど、もしかして映画に出てくれんのか？
Yes. Kyria practically bounces up and down for joy at my amicable agreement.
マジかよ。やっぱ最初見た時からピンときてたんだよな。
I'm glad you're so happy, but are you really sure I can do it? I'm nowhere near as suave as Rinka, and I lack Guido's sophisticated style. I'm a total amateur with no acting experience whatsoever.
なんだろう。 別にシュウからオーラを感じるってわけじゃないんだけどよ。
Hey,
ただフィーリング、私の描いてたイメージ通りな雰囲気で、あといいやつそうだったし、うまくやれるかなって。
good kid. You're the same age. Okay then. Having Kyrie compliment me so openly makes me feel a little shy. I don't sense even a hint of sarcasm behind her words either.
だからシュウが手伝ってくれんのは本当に嬉しいぞ。私が最高の俳優に仕立ててやるからな。
She gives me a hearty slap on the back. She seems pretty dependable for such a shrimp. Well, I'll do the best I can.
アテナでそんな、私はそんなガキじゃねえ。
Well, you called Shu a good kid, so a kid. Her head was in the perfect position, so I found myself instinctively petting it. She seems more like an angry cat than a dog. Yeah, and I'm a cat person, so I hope we could get that close someday. Just like that, my acting debut in one of Kyrie's films was off to a fine start. Kyrie is a demon girl now. That's even better. Okay, that's not what I meant.
はあ、気持ちよくてなんだかまた寝ちゃいそう。言ってる場合か。たく、私がいなかったら琴姉は遅刻魔になってるぜ。そうかも。いつも感謝してるよ、キリエ。
The next day, seeing how close these two girls are, it's hard to imagine they're not being friends.
なあなあ、聞いてくれよ琴姉。シュウがいよいよ私の映画に出てくれるって。え、本当？ダメだよ、脅したりしたら。
I mean,
ばっかしてねっつの。なんかシュウがいきなりやる気になったんだ。
the only reason he's doing it is to prevent the explosion, so she's not wrong.
どういう心境の移り変わり？
You know, Armageddon. It's simple things like that. She promised to cut back on the explosions.
仕方ねえから爆発以外の方法でいろいろぶっ壊すことにした。
There she is, just as savage as ever.
考えなしの破壊はいけないからね。わかってるって。私なりにちゃんと美を追求してんだ。
Kyrie creates these explosive scenes in her quest for beauty. It's not that I can't understand the beauty in a fallen flower petal, but I feel like Kyrie's approach might be a bit too direct. Still, there's no denying she holds a far greater understanding of art, and in turn aesthetics, than I do, so who am I to argue against it?
つうわけで琴姉も今日の放課後から撮影だ。開けといてな。了解。じゃあシュウ君に初めて会った時と同じような配役だね。
Kyrie is my beauty. Yep.
おう。あとせっかくだから他の奴らにも声かけるわ。主演がいるなら前々から構想のあったあれが撮れるし。
Uh-huh. Kotaha doesn't seem immune to Kyrie's charm, seeing how she always seems to be by her side. Perhaps it's Kyrie's gravitational force that pulls others along, whether they want to go or not. On that note,
よーし揃ったか皆の衆。どうして衣装係の私まで。ナレーター、私は絶対にナレーターだからね。
今度こそ俺の出番は多いんだろうな。
俺まだ何やるか聞かされてないんだけど。
we're just using the same group as always.
こいつらなんだかんだで経験者だからな。
It's after school. Kyrie's managed to get the usual suspects together, most likely with the same story she was going to use on me.
シュウ君が協力してくれるからキャスト総出のストーリーにできるみたいだよ。
Yeah, you know, none of the other students have character sprites, so you can't really use them in her film. I see. Naturally, this also means this will be a far cry from Kyrie's original Koto Rangers. That was the alternate movie he ended up filming since I refused to help her out. Thinking of it like that, I feel kind of bad for putting Kotoha on the spot.
よし、つうわけで今日から文化祭に向けて私の傑作映画の撮影を敢行する。内容によるんだけどな。
内容より役回りだ。前回みたいな役は二度とやんねえからな。
待ってください。私は未経験なのでやりたくない。
まあまあ、おつなものだぞ。カメラの前で脱ぐというのも。
Whoa, Gita, what the fuck?
脱げません。一緒にしないでください。まあとりあえず発表しとくと、主演がシュウ、ヒロインが琴音。まあそこまでは。
Damn, Kotaha, how do you feel? Shu came along and stole your first place. Lead role status.
定番だな。凛花先輩の代わりにシュート。
と言っても私たちもまだどういう映画なのかを聞いてないのだけど。
How do you feel, Kotaha? You weren't good enough to replace Rinka.
なんかこうほっこりするやつがいいな。恋愛ものとか。
いや、ここは探偵ものだろう。男のロマンをくすぐる。
サイレント映画なら俺に任せろ。極限のシュールを体現してみせる。
私は自分より衣装を出したいのですが。
Everyone's opinions are all over the place. However, it's clear the director has her own thoughts on the matter.
ち安心しろって。今度のはみんな大好きなジャンルだ。
Yeah, I wonder what she's going to pick. What Guido said to Sakuya gets even worse when you figure out their relationship. Okay. She pauses, the air thick with anticipation. There's no way she's thinking of adding even more actors to the lot we have already. The words that come out of her mouth are beyond anything I could have hoped or feared.
今回のモチーフは時をめぐるアンナだ。
Nah! Ain't no way.
アンナを
The girl who jumped through time. The foreign film we saw in class that one day. The story of Anna, the female protagonist forced to relive the same 3 days until she could ask her crush out on a date. In other words,
タイムリープものってわけよ。
eerily similar to my actual situation.
主人公はシュウ君だから シュウ君がアンナに当たるのかな？
Wait, that doesn't make sense.
そうそう。シュウは琴音にアタックするけど何度も振られて、その度に時間を巻き戻すんだ。クリスマスの夜、振られた悲しみに暮れるシュウ。そんな時、神様が一つの奇跡をくれる。
Damn.
なんとびっくり、シュウの時間はクリスマスの1週間前まで戻っていたのです。で、シュウは失敗するたび反省してやり直して、最終的に告白を成功させる。それが今回のストーリーだ。
Kyria proudly tells us her story idea.
なんかシュウっぽくないね。
She's also stealing another story. Like, bro, it's you are just plagiarizing from a movie in universe.
でもキリエにしちゃ結構面白そうだな。
発想はいい。確かにアンナの物語構造は応用が効くものであるしな。
みんな馴染みのあるストーリーの方が分かりやすいかと思ってよ。先輩、顔色が悪いですが。
Oh, don't worry about it. I just felt a little lightheaded.
おいおい、しっかりしてくれよ、主演。
What in the everlasting fuck? Who would have thought I'd be tasked with playing the same role I'm currently living? Still, it's probably better if I keep that to myself. Honestly, one might say this role was practically made for me. Whoever chose me for the leading role certainly has a keen artistic sensibility, or maybe just a sense of irony. Is there a chance she knows I, myself, am a time traveler? When our supposed foe is aware of this, then that would mean... Come on, Chu. There's no way. No one with an expression that goofy could possibly know.
今、なんかすげえ失礼な念を感じた。
Yeah, but you'll find it endearing soon. Sorry. Okay, I understand the plot. I'm fairly perplexed by the situation, but I can deal with it later.
あ、もしかしてシュウ君はまだアンナを見たことがないんじゃない？
Oh, you've seen the movie plenty of times.
なに？あの不朽の名作を見てねえだ？
That's a pun. I haven't, but I'm more or less familiar with it.
なんとなくじゃダメだよ。後でみっちり鑑賞会するからね。
Why would you why would you lie to them? Now you have to sit through the movie again. Originally, we watched the film together in 2 weeks during class. It would have been weird if I said I'd seen it already, so it looks like I'll be rewatching it once again. Why? It wasn't weird the first time you told Yuna you watched a girl who jumped through time.
それで私たちの役目は？
The narration.
ユーネは演技させるとポンコツだからナレーション。なんか言い方は気に食わないけど、それならやってあげる。私は衣装係ですね。昨夜は週にアプローチかける三角関係のお邪魔虫だ。なんで私がそんなのやるんですか？引き受けてくれたらこの前の歌詞チャラにしてやってもいいぜ。
Yeah, but the debt is forgiven with the Christmas outfit. Debt? Oh, I see. I forgot Kyrie is still harboring a pretty extraordinary grudge against Sakuya.
本当は昨夜にしょんべんちびらせる恐怖の計画を明日にも実行するつもりだったんだけどよ。ここで引き受けた方が身のためだぜ。しょうがないですね。
She reluctantly accepts Kyrie's conditions, perhaps out of a sense of guilt. Just like that, Kyrie's grand plan for pranking everyone tomorrow is cancelled.
俺は
You play the dead character.
幼児は昨夜にアプローチするけど眼中にないっていう四角関係の一番いらねえ部分だ。
Damn.
またそんな役目かよ。やってらんねえ。俺は降りるぞ。
You're the fourth side of a triangle.
待て幼児、お前じゃあどんな役なら満足できるんだ？
何？
いらない配役なんてない。そうは思わないか？
Aha. Kyrie's entire demeanor has changed. I've seen it before. She's in character.
いらない配役くらいあるだろう。今回のもそうだし、前回のだって。
違うな。いらない役目ならそもそもキャスティングする必要もないんだ。物語の一員として真に必要と認められたものだけが映画という舞台に上がる。そこにいいも悪いもない。考えてもみろ。普通人間が生きてくには一クラス取ったって20人30人と関わらなきゃならねえ。でも映画は違う。その中で登場人物たちが成長していく過程の上でなくちゃならない存在だけが役になる。だから幼児、お前ならわかるだろ？お前に与えられた役目の大切さが。
I mean, he might if you were loud enough.
まずいぜ。なんかキリエの言うことが正しいような気がしてきた。
She truly is a master manipulator. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. Just as he's on the verge of surrender.
いや、騙されるな幼児。去年もこうだった。したら結局2つも役をやらされて、そのどっちもが雑魚キャラだった。
Shit. It almost worked though. Yuji's bitter memories have resurfaced.
俺は出ないんだ。
Is he really turning her down?
しょうがねえな。よく聞けよ幼児。
なんだよ。何言われたってキリエのことは信じないぞ。どうせ俺のことまた爆発させるんだろ。
Not again.
私はみんなも知っての通りあまり絵が上手じゃない。デッサンにしたって油彩画にしたって彫刻にしたってそうだ。
Now she's appealing to his empathetic side.
キリエ？
そんな私が出会えたもの、それが映画だったんだ。映像の中で展開されるストーリー、スクリーンの中に息づく役者たち、そのどれもが輝いて見えた。私もあんな映画が撮りたい。自分の世界を想像してみたい。そう思って私は今ここに立ってる。幼児のことを誘うのも正直エゴなのかもしれない。けど私は本気であなたのことが必要だって思ってる。
キリエ、そんなに俺のことを。
だからもしかしたらまたすぐ爆発させちゃうかもしれないけど、出演してくれたらなって思うのね、幼児。
キリエ、俺が悪かった。 そんなに俺のことを。
And it worked. Tears are streaming down his face out of guilt.
俺やるよ。キリエの映画のために命だってかけてみせる。
If only I increased the volume on Kyrie during that scene. He fell for it hook, line, and sinker. More like hook, line, and stinker. I already said that.
ま、そういうことで。
You're a real piece of work, you know that?
俺は目覚めた。俺はやるぞ。うわー。
Yeah, Yuji is a bit too loud. He's in a complete state of enraptured euphoria. Don't talk about euphoria. It's kind of frightening to witness.
あ、聞き入っちゃった。
相変わらず芝居だけは天才的だな。
演技って分かってるのに。ですね。
Honestly, she should play the starring role instead of me.
監督にはこだわりがあるみたいなんだよ。難儀だね。
We whispered to each other.
よーし、じゃあ役者も揃ったことだし、早速撮影すっか。
Under the guidance of esteemed director Kyrie, our intentions are unified despite some conflict. This might be the first time all of us, including myself, are working toward the same goal.
あ、ねえねえ、ちなみになんだけど、タイトルって決まってるの？確かに決めておいた方がいいですよね。
The name of the movie will be The Boy Who... What's another synonym for jump? The boy who... Hang on. Let me think of a definition. Let me look up the definition. Synonyms, I mean. Synonym. The boy who frolicked. The boy who frolicked through time. You should know what she is going to name the movie. No. A movie title. A film's majestic crown that summarizes the plot. If the film's based on the girl who jumped through time, then maybe it can borrow similar elements. Kyrie replies to Yune's question. Okay. Kyrie's smile is brighter than usual, showing off a row of pearly white teeth. The name of the project we're working on is...
Amazing Grace だ。
There it is! Amazing Grace! Fucking why? It has nothing to do with the movie. Chapter 4, Part 2, The Tower of Babel. But why didn't they, why isn't the name of the movie Amazing Grace? What color are your attributes? Are you an idiot? You should have at least had that as one of your guesses. Why? Just because it's the name of the visual novel. The next day.
よーい、アクション。
Kotaha, I love you. They didn't even talk about how stupid the name is.
ごめんなさい。
Oh!
そうして青年衆の一世一代をかけた告白は見事に玉砕してしまったのでした。 よーし、オッケ
I made to ruin my throat on that scream. Made sure
お
to.
い大丈夫かシュウ
I don't think so. More or less, that was a strong shockwave, but I escaped unscathed.
俺の1年前を思い出すようなシーンだったぜ
Yeah?
ー。今のが青年シュウによる最初の告白だ。ここから本当の物語がスタートする。
Yep. Do we really need an explosion here?
もちろんだ。青年シュウの悲壮感と消えてなくなりたい気持ちをこれ以上なく表現している。
For some reason, all the characters share names with their corresponding actors. That's fine, right? I mean, it was the same in last year's film, so
この撮影を通して私は何度もシュウ君に告白されるわけだね。
I'll have to think up different ways to spice up my deliveries. Kyrie tends to utilize a guerrilla style of filmmaking when scenes are shot haphazardly, and most of the lines are ad-libbed. He wants a performance to feel real, but also
なんつうか、その役に入らないと出てこないセリフとかあるじゃん。私はあんまり最初からそれを決めたくないっつうか、流れがあれば十分かなって。場合によっちゃ流れを無視してもいいし。
Okay, we get it. Kyrie is a strong believer in method acting.
要はお前らを信頼してるってことよ。
Thinking about it, he's never once turned down any of my lines. I guess that's good, right? It also makes things a bit easier. I don't have to memorize a script. Still, constant ad-libbing is rough. Kyrie's job as director is to build the framework for the plot, direct the actors, and shoot each scene all by herself. She mentioned she does all the post-production herself too. She really loves film.
つうわけで、次は失礼したシュウを慰める昨夜のシーンからな。昨夜。はいはい。
Why are you eating?
何食ってんだ。早くしろ。
I should have asked what you're eating.
ジェラート少々。いいな、美味しそう。
What flavor is it?
バッカ野郎。今は大事な撮影の時間だぞ。後にしろ。
What do you mean time is money? Kyrie, you don't earn money off of making these movies.
じゃあこうしましょう。落ち込むシオ先輩のもとにジェラートを差し入れに行くけなげな後輩ということで。よし、それなら OK だ。
Great.
その代わり昨夜はジェラート好きって設定にしよう。いつもジェラート食ってる小娘。
So you're gonna... So Kyrie's going to decide... Where is the Kyrie panty shot in this CG? I'm glad there isn't one. So Kyrie has just decided that every scene has to have Sakuya eating gelato. So is she gonna film every scene today while she's eating gelato?
はい、寒いし太りそうだし、いつもは嫌なんですけど。そういう感じで、じゃあシュウが振られた後から行くぞ。
She's not listening at all. She never changes. She's pretty bossy, but that's just how she is. The shoot proceeds more or less smoothly under Kyrie's unique directing style. Oof. More? What do you mean? It is Saki's punishment. Okay.
クルッククルック。ただいま12月8日土曜日11時2分。
I really slept in late. It's not a big deal since it's the weekend, but I did wake up fairly late. After shooting Kyrie's film yesterday and the day before, my inexperienced body must have had enough. Following a light lunch in the cafeteria. Huh? Where is she? I wander around in hopes of finding Kyrie, but she's not in our usual chit-chat spot near the entrance.
どうしたのシュウ。
It's nothing. I can't seem to find Kyrie.
今日の撮影はなしだったと思うけど。
We do. I have some minor business with her. That's one way to put it. I just want to make sure I know where she is at all times. Like a stalker. Kyrie is my main target for this timeline. I can't get distracted. Although our paths crossed quite a bit over past timelines, I never hung out with her on the weekends. Which means there's a possibility.
この休日に私の作った新型爆弾をセットして。これでクリスマスの夜には街は恐怖のどん底よ。
What is this goofy ass Kyrie that he's thought up in his head? How much longer? 30 minutes. You don't say.
何のこと？
It's too ridiculous. I'm overthinking this.
でもキリエなら多分外だよ。部屋にいなかったし。
Oh, really? Thanks. Thanks.
うん。どんなようなの？
Huh? I was hoping she could give me some pointers on acting.
休みの日なのに。シュウ、やる気なんだね。
That's one way to put it. At the very least, I really don't want to let Kyrie down. So who seems to have high hopes for me. Still, she could be anywhere around town. She could be at the academy, in the park, or perhaps heading toward the nearby forest. Despite how much of a loudmouth show-off she is, it'll be quite a Herculean task finding her without a single clue.
やあ、シュウ君。
What amazing timing. You wouldn't happen to know where Kyrie is, huh? Huh?
キリエ？夜には戻ってくると思うけど。
Really? Where'd she go? That's... Where'd she go? That's that far away.
オンネト。
The lake? How bizarre. What business could she have there? Do you know why?
たまに行くみたいだよ。落ち着くんだって。
Yeah, but not to swim because the water's fucking acidic. It's a pretty peaceful spot. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll go looking for her.
もう最近はすぐ暗くなるから早く戻ってくるように言っておいて。
Sure thing. When it's not early morning, she's her usual self. Go. After a hike through the woods. Whoa! Here we are. This is not the scenery you would expect on winter. Oneto is quite a trek from town. Despite the gorgeous view, there's nothing else here, leaving me wondering what Kyrie is up to. Could she be up to no good? She's up to something devious. I have an obligation to follow every lead despite our friendship. With that in mind, start searching. Aha. Is that her? At first, I thought the person I saw was a stranger. Looking closer, I realized it's Kyrie. It seems like a contradiction of sorts, but it's her. The serenity in her expression is, as she stares out into the distance, is almost equal to the tranquility of the lake itself. Ethereal serenity. The elegance in her expression seems so out of place and yet laconically perfect. What a word. That I can't help but feel a twinge of homesickness deep in my soul. The way her eyelashes curl modestly upward is particularly striking, with the crimson backdrop of the sky accentuating the beautiful contours of her face and the smoothness of her skin. Okay. It's gorgeous. That's my initial unfiltered thought, which is when I realized the girl is Kyrie. Just hug her. I mean... yeah. I stand there transfixed by her beauty, barely able to breathe. I'd come to know her quite well, and yet I'd never seen her in this light before. Her face so familiar to me, and yet at the same time so unknown. And she simply stares silently out at the lake. She is so beautiful that in that moment that it's hard to believe it's really the Kyrie I know. I can't bring myself to call out to her. You don't hear that. She seems as fragile as the thin layer of frost on the surface of a lake. A light touch... all it would take to shatter her like a tiny ice crystal. I know that she's Kyrie, and yet a part of me is afraid to tread on her domain. You are Kyrie, right? I realize I have to say goodbye to the image of Kyrie I've had in my head until now. It's easy enough to let myself remain enchanted by her act, blissfully ignorant, and yet I know I have to let her go, and a part of me grieves that loss. As soon as I begin to think that, she looks up. A reassuring smile blossoms on my face as I quickly try to hide my thoughts. Oh, phew. I thought that was you.
やっぱりってなんだよ。私じゃねえ要素があったかよ。
There was, for a moment.
でもどうした？ああ、そういや、ここでリュックなくしたんだっけ？
Yeah, I did. That's not why I'm here. As I struggle over what I should say, I realize Kyrie is back to her usual self. That's not quite it. She's not any different from a moment ago. She was Kyrie when I arrived, and she's still Kyrie now. The only thing that's changed is the expression on her face.
ん？ ジロジロ。まさかストーカーか？
No. Why do you think that? Of course not. I'm momentarily flushed since she's not entirely wrong.
なんか最近のシュウは私によくついてくる気がするな。
That's because I'm stalking you. I mean... Oh no. He's immediately on guard. For acting so clueless, she's surprisingly perceptive. Still, at this distance, she's the same diminutive Kyrie I know well. Granted, it's not like the Kyrie I had witnessed the moment before had grown or shrunk in height. It's just a matter of perception. The way she looked was far too striking for me to reach over and pat her head like I usually do. I'm not sure whether to call how I felt heartwarming or inspirational.
私に近づいてくるわけ。
He wants to fuck? I mean, I was hoping you could give me some acting tips.
お、なんだそんな話か。さすが主演俳優、ガッツがある。
And this is exactly why I pegged you. Full stop. I spoke the words I knew would make Kyrie the happiest and instantly put her at ease. And it worked.
任せろシュウ。私が責任持ってお前を主役の座にしてみせる。
Technically, I already am.
まずは発声練習からだ。あの夕日に向かって叫べ。
How sportsy. What should I yell?
なんだろう。いらっしゃいませ。
I'm not running a store. What kind of practice is this?
発声練習なんだから何でもいいんだ。腹から声出せ。
Should I? I don't know. It might pick the mic. It will pick the mic, I mean. Welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. My voice projected out toward the aurora echoes back.
次は体力作り。あのオンネ島に向かってダッシュだ。
Whoa, oh, I'll fall in. From then until we headed back to town, Kyrie was her usual noisy self. Still, that brief moment, when she looked so different, my heart skipped a beat. It would forever change the way I saw her. Later that night, I really thought you were someone else. You looked so peaceful.
そりゃ、私だって一人でいる時くらい静かにするだろう。つか、一人でもうるさかったら病気だろ。
でも、キリエ先輩なら一人でも騒いでるような気がします。
I definitely don't do that.
わかる。お前ら、私を何だと思ってんだ。
She doesn't seem very self-aware. She's got a point though. Most folks spend their time thinking thoughts versus voicing them.
んで、シュウはそんな私の横顔を見て惚れたと。いやー、罪だな。困るぜ、美人は。
It wasn't enamored. There was just something different about you.
おいおい、ずいぶん慌ててんな。まさか図星か？
You absolutely did not.
実際、キリエ黙ってたら可愛いもんね。
ずるいです。こんな性格なのに。
Brr.
こんなとはなんだ。
It seems like today's surprising discovery is that Kirie is far more beautiful than I realized. While Yune and Saki are both charming, Yune's beauty is more akin to Kotoha's conventional attractiveness. Damn, that's high praise. That's high praise. It's easy to miss due to her height and her overpowering personality, but the angles and contours of her face are sculpted into perfection. Okay, you're looking at her too deeply.
私が初めて琴葉先輩と桐江先輩に会った時、ちょっとビビりましたから。進学するとこんな綺麗な人たちいるんだって。一人は幻想だったんですけど。
Damn. I like Kirie the way she is. Obviously, I can't say that out loud, so I keep the thought in my heart. Nine, 12.
Yoshi. で、今日は撮影の続きなわけだが。
Why are they doing it at the tree?
私たちだけ？ああ、ここではな。
It's Sunday, and Director Kirie gathered the three of us together. Aside from the two leads, Yune's here with us, even though the narration is usually recorded later.
この前の続きから？はあ、今日はシュウが振られてから時間を巻き戻す力に目覚めるシーンをやろうと思って。
That she chose this of all places to film this scene is almost too bizarrely coincidental. Not to mention Yune acting alongside me.
そこでユネにはシュウにその力を与える悪魔の役をやってもらおうと。
Why are you doing it at the tree? Okay.
ちょっとナレーターって話だったでしょ。でも考えた感じ、やっぱその役は必要なんだよな。だからまあ前と同じような一人二役で敷くやろう。
Yeah, but like, Sister Lily.
いや、他の誰かになりきってお芝居なんてできないもん。っていうかできなかったし。そもそも私のことポンコツ呼ばわりしたのキリエでしょ。いいじゃん、悪魔だから前と同じ役だぞ。
The villain? The god? She was a demon? She did a pretty good... She was a demon? She did a pretty good job.
思い出さないで。けど上映後の評判は結構良かったぞ。あくまで爆笑したって。
That's not a good thing.
爆笑かっさらうようなキャラじゃなかったでしょ、あれ。
It's good to have your own, unique approach.
そうそう、可愛かったよ。二人までそんなこと言って。ったくしょうがねえ。
This is Kirie's about to pull out her persuasive charm.
ああ、もうそれダメ。キリエの目見てると騙されちゃうもん。私は見ない。
Yune knows exactly how Kirie operates, and thus how to defend herself. Her acting is so powerful, it's almost like a form of hypnosis. If only she'd considered using her powers for good instead of evil.
頼むぜよね。お前がいないと私たちのアメイジンググレイスは完成しねえんだ。もうしょうがないな。その代わり笑ったりしないでよ。もちろんだぜ。愛して てるぞユネ。都合いいことばっかり。
True. He's the type of person willing to go through hell for those close to her.
それじゃある程度の流れだけ説明しとくな。
We listen as she briefs us on the scene we're about to shoot.
準備は OK？ 結局こうなるのか。緊張しちゃうな。
Loud and clear.
私も大丈夫。
It's honestly kind of calming having someone around who's far more noticeably nervous than me. It must be some psychological phenomenon.
よーいアクション。
What the hell? What the hell? I can't believe she turned me down. My life is over. I'm playing Shu, who just had Kotoha stomp on his heart and is wallowing in the depths of misery. Just when he's at his lowest and feels he has nothing left to live. What's that light? The light in question, a lamp Kyrie's controlling manually, signifies the witch's magical appearance.
ふっふくっくっくわっはっはあーはっはっはっはわーはっはっはっはっはっは
I think she's just trying to stall for lines.
笑い声が長えよ。しっくりくる笑い方がなくて。
Why didn't you just try? Why didn't you just learn it before? Who are you?
我は悪魔ユネである。お主の望むものを何でも与えるのである。我に教えるのである。
It seems like thanks to our combined efforts, Yune's come up with a new character. Who knows how long it'll take to be... who knows how long it'll take, but it's good so far. What I want, more than anything, is for Kotoha to return my love.
では果てしなくちょろいことはを授けるのである。
Stop saying Aru. With a puff of smoke, Kotoha appears.
ここはどこですか？
Kotoha?
私男の人って初めて見ました。
Is that so?
ドキドキ。
Her cheeks are flushed as bright red as she speaks, staring right at me. She looks like an entirely different person.
なんだろう、この胸の気持ち。もしかして私、この人のこと好き。
Oh, come on.
めでたしめでたし。
No way. This simpering version of Kotoha is nothing like the one I love.
わがままな男よの。ちゃんとお前の望む通りのことはを作ってやったのに。
I'm grateful, but this isn't what I want. What I want is the real Kotoha to fall in love with me herself.
ふむ。ならばどうする？迷える子羊よ。
What I want more than anything is for Kotoha to return my love.
なるほど。
She sucks. She's cooking, alright. Witch Yune's lips fell into a devilish smirk.
ならば。
She proposes a deal.
お主に聖なる奇跡を授けよう。
What sort of miracle? I, playing the role of Shu, asked the witch. Although the real me is honestly curious as well.
さよう。この奇跡を授かれば、お主は告白する前の時間まで戻れるのである。
I will gladly accept such powers. Young Shu wants nothing more. Somehow the casting choices in this scene are more terrifyingly accurate, are almost terrifyingly accurate.
クックック。それ。悪魔パワー全開。デビルデビルデビルデビル。
Hippity boppity boop. What? I'm enveloped in a beam of red light when suddenly.
カット。上出来だ。
That was great, Yune. You didn't stutter at all, except that you still sucked.
でしょだよね。R の口癖つけたらなんかうまくいったんである。
He's still saying Aru.
口調が戻ってないよ、ゆね。あれおかしいである。まあ好都合だからそのまんまでもいいさ。よくないである。
Yune channeled a bit too much in a witch. More like in a bitch.
これでシュウ君はもう一度私に告白しようとするわけか。そうだ。だけどシュウはまだ自分が悪魔と契約したことに気づいてね。
Is that bad?
当たり前だろ。悪魔の奇跡なんだから何のリスクも背負わない方がおかしい。
Yeah, but like she's a witch, not a demon. Oh, it's different.
まあ確かに何らかの代償があった方が説得力はあるね。
I know this is nothing more than a movie plot, yet I can't help but compare it to my own situation. Yune and I have time traveled more than once at this point, although technically Yune is the one with the power to do so. That there would be zero consequences for our actions until now seems unlikely. In our case, we made a deal with a magical apple instead of a demon, but still a chance. But still a chance. A conniving serpent might have been involved, but there's still a chance. What else could we have done, though? Still, Kirie's words struck me in a way that left me feeling slightly worried.
それで悪魔はシュウに何を求めるの？
The demon wants to...
決めてね。
What? You didn't think that far ahead?
告白に失敗したら死んじゃうとか？人魚姫なら魔女に声を取られるんだよな。
Sure. Kirie's mumbling to herself about the witch's pact as she mulls it over. Hang on a minute. Hang on. No, I can't do that because they talked about the girl who jumped through time, which was a movie that came out long after the apocalypse. So them talking about the Little Mermaid shouldn't be any different. Personally speaking, I hope whatever the deal is won't be too scary.
今日の夜にでも考えるか。それより次はシュウと2回目の告白シーンだ。
Which means... Kotaha, I love you. Let's go out. Jesus.
そんな。カット。 ダメだダメだ、シュウが全然なってない。
I was hoping for an explosion. This is hard. I've never been in a situation like this before.
したことなくても当然のようにやるのが役者だ。
But I'm not an actor. The scene, Kiria instructed me to confess to Kotaha while acting like a typical high school jock. Not the bully kind of jock, but the type who casually leans against the wall with one hand looking suave while asking the girl out.
そうだね。もっとこう迫力が欲しいかな。まだおどおどしてる感じ。
シュウはこの日のために何百回も一人で壁ドンを練習してる設定なんだぞ。もっと自信を持て。
I mean, yeah, it shouldn't be that hard. I am confident. I'm just shy.
これで女を惚れさせて当然くらいの気持ちで臨めばいいや。
That is much easier said than done.
じゃあテイク3行くぞ。
I once again try to turn on the charm to become teen heartthrob Shu. However,
カット。まだダメだな。
pretty sure there is a choice coming up. Well, I'm pretty sure that I'm close to ending stream. We've already done 20 takes. My arm is getting tired. Just switch arms.
本気で琴音を落とすつもりでやってっか。どうせ振られる設定だからとか考えるなよ。
The more you tell me to stop thinking about it, the harder it is to do so.
生かす男ならこれくらいできて当然だけどな。
Just being a guy doesn't mean I was born with the inherent suaveness.
強引さに惚れるって言うだろ。私が求めてんのはそういうちょっと無理やりな感じなんだよ。
If I could make someone fall in love with me, I wouldn't be a virgin. What?
まあまあキリエ、シュウ君も慣れない芝居をしてくれてるんだから。
Our energy slowly drains as the retakes continue. Growing increasingly restless, all I can think about is wanting a short break when an idea strikes me. Maybe you could demonstrate for me, Kirie.
私？
She points at herself, clearly dumbfounded, as if the thought hadn't crossed her mind. For an actor of your caliber, this role should be a piece of cake, right?
たくしょうがねえな。ま、これも演技指導の一環か。
キリエに壁ドンされるのか。変な感じ。
いや、週にやる。どうせなら直接やった方がいいしな。
Me? I assumed I'd have nothing to do with this impromptu demonstration. However, here I am suddenly standing in for Kotaha's part.
相手が週でも流れは同じだ。私が告白するから週は適当に理由つけて振れよ。あと週と私じゃ背が違いすぎるからちょっとかがんでくれ。
Fine, fine. He suddenly dives straight into it without warning, naturally sidling up next to me. I can't tell if she's going to begin acting or if she's already in character.
気をつけてね、シュウ君。
Okay. Kotaha warned me to keep my eyes peeled, but I had no idea what for. Just then.
なあ。
Hang on a minute. She was so quiet. Let me increase her volume for this scene.
アメイジンググレイス。
Say it again.
なあ
Good enough. It takes me completely by surprise.
聞いてるかお前のこと好きだって言ったんだけど
Is she acting? We don't have to worry about getting the camera rolling, but it's still very sudden. She's way up in my personal space. Her sharp, unclouded gaze, so different than usual, seems to pierce my soul. I find myself getting sucked into her glittering aura, at a complete loss for words.
シュウくんセリフ
Oh, yeah. This isn't the time to be standing around dumbstruck. I have to come up with some sort of excuse for turning her down.
なんとか言って
I'm really sorry. It's just... What's a good excuse? While I wasn't instructed to play the girl's part, I found myself falling into it instinctively. Except Kyrie's the one getting rejected.
なんでだ
Huh? Her unexpectedly dogged persistence caught me by surprise.
私はこんなにもシュウのことを愛してるお前だって私のこと嫌いなわけじゃないだろ
Well, you see, yeah. What's going on? This has never happened before. Young Shu is supposed to give up after the initial rejection.
お前のことが大事だこのまま誰にも触らせたくない私だけのものにしたい
At such a close distance, even though I know Kyrie is a woman, the intensity of her stare is enough to make me feel like the girl in this situation. Bro, this is some sissification shit I've never seen. She was being force feminized. I've never seen her like this before. Suddenly realized my heart is racing in my chest, beating frantically. The rush that sweeps through my body is like a deep craving for a powerful drug. And I had to put the feelings into words. I'd say I was falling for her.
私以外にシュウのこと幸せにしてやれるやつがいいのか
There isn't. Really? You can't say that. My rational brain screams at me a second too late.
私じゃダメか
The sadness washes over her face, a complete 180 from her overt aggressiveness. Her ability to switch emotions so drastically is shocking enough, but there's another layer underneath that simply unfair. I suddenly notice how flustered I am by the faint line of worry in her brow. I remember how she looked yesterday, her profile illuminated by the sunset. That she can manipulate such a wide array of emotions is completely and utterly unfair.
いいじゃん私と付き合えよ
It's just, I just turn her down and the scene's over. What started off as a simple acting lesson has turned into something else entirely. I was supposed to be learning from her, not fending for her. Suddenly, pat.
バーカそんな緊張すんなっていつものシュウでいてくれよ
Excuse me? He pats my head playfully, and almost immediately the tension running through my body vanishes, as if I'm putty in her hands. Feeling exhausted, I look up into her face.
私はお前のことが好きなんだ。今はそれだけ知っててくれればいいよ。
Oh god. Kyrie likes me. Faced with such raw emotions, I have to tell her how I feel, how I really feel. I can't believe this is happening. My brother in Christ, he got too into the scene. First save, and I think that's a good place to end it off. What do you mean, no? It's already been 4 hours. What do you mean a little more? It has been a little more. It's been 10 minutes over. Yes, please. Fine. I like you too. I do too.
Hmm?
I really like you too, Kyrie. Yeah. Kyrie's body stiffens at my reply.
ありがとう。すげえ嬉しいよ。
カット。
I have no idea what might have happened next if Kotaha hadn't interrupted us.
まあこんな感じか。でも告白受けちゃってどうすんだよシュウ。
大丈夫シュウくん。息切れがすごいけど。
I'm fine. I think. But
でもこれでシュウも一人前の壁ドンマスターかな。女の気持ちも知り尽くしたシュウは無敵の役者だ。
迫真の演技だったね、キリエ。
oh no. This is bad. Real bad. I really did fall in love with her. Even though she's back to normal, I can't seem to stop my heart from racing at the sight of her. Overwhelmed by joy and regret, I find myself in an absent-minded daze for the rest of the shoot.